recording because I should have done that at the beginning, but I did not. Thank you, Virginia. So we're recording, just FYI. And now we're going to go to the next portion of tonight. Which are action plan success stories. So I just wanted to really say, last meeting, Healthy Houston Initiative and the Houston Public Library presented. Healthy Houston Initiative presented about the programs that they had to offer. The library presented about Hotspots, and we were able to utilize both of those services with the Sunnyside Community Center. So Healthy Houston is running summer courses with the kids. They're really great. And pictures and everything will come as soon as the first one wraps, but I wanted to say thank you for that. And I don't know if you know, but the community center does not have Wi-Fi. So we were able to team up with the library and get hotspots for the community center for this summer. So I think that was great. And Valerie Luna and her team also presented last meeting with Houston Public Works. There were some residents who had some issues. Houston Public Works and Department of Neighborhoods actually followed through and are making requests and following through with your sidewalk request and all of those things. So I just wanted to say thank you to them as well, and to let you all know that work is being done, and just give kudos. So next we will have Teresa from the Houston Public Library. Is she here yet? Okay. I'll give her a second. We'll circle back. So next we'll have the Houston Financial Empowerment Center present.
Hi, everyone. Can everyone hear me? Are you
yes.
Good? Okay, good. So Lindsay, will you be controlling the slides? Okay, so let's get started. My name is Ana Gonzalez, and I am the program manager for the Houston Financial Empowerment Center. What is the Houston Financial Empowerment Center? Can we go to the next slide? Okay, so how can the Houston Financial Empowerment Center help you? I know that we've presented before, but I just wanted to give everyone who wasn't at that last meeting to be able to give them information about what we do, where we're located, and just general information. Next slide. So the Houston Financial Empowerment Center is a free professional counseling center to all Houston Houstonians ages 18 and over. It is a free public access, so everything is free. We have 3 locations. Due to the pandemic, we were working remote, but we've opened up. And so we are seeing in-person clients Tuesdays and Thursdays from 9 to 5. Of course, this is by appointment only. Just wanted to let you guys know. Next slide. So, importance of financial well-being. So what we do is we really want to narrow down on giving Houstonians the opportunity to really get to know their credit. We look at credit reports, we look at debt management, we look at savings, and of course, being able to provide a good solid plan for your financial future. So our counselors are able to meet with you and really work on the 4 pillars of our program. Next slide. So ways an FEC can help you. We are able to prioritize your finances based on what's important, the most important first, create a budget, contact creditors, banks, and landlords. What we do is we don't just give you a referral. We really walk you through the process. We're there with you throughout. We are able to contact creditors on your behalf, and we really work out a service plan that will help you. Next slide. The 4 service plans are, of course, banking, credit, debt, and savings. Banking for people who maybe are worried about maybe having like a bad banking history. Maybe they're in the checks system and they don't really know if they can get a traditional banking account. We really look into that. Credit, understanding credit, credit reports. What does that mean? Correcting credit. What can we do to be able to fix that? Debt management, really looking at your debt, finding out what we can do and planning a service plan, meaning that we're able to see what are some options, and savings, of course. That is like the most important, to be able to really balance and balance your family when you have an emergency, a natural disaster. We just had winter storms where pipes busted. We really want to make sure that if there is a situation that we just had, you're able to bounce back. Next slide. So this is, again, just a customized client package. We're able to help you reduce debt, establish and build credit, access to safe and affordable banking products, building your savings. We work with many different organizations and programs throughout the city, so we're able to make referrals. We really help you navigate where you need to be. We address your financial needs, and of course, we really sit down to plan out your financial future. Next slide. These are our 3 locations. We are located at Acres Homes Multi-Service Center, Magnolia Park Manchester Multi-Service Center, and Sunnyside. Sunnyside is the newest multi-service center, or that's the newest office for the Houston Financial Empowerment Center. Next slide. So how to make an appointment. So if you were to go to the Houston Financial Empowerment Center, you can click, if you were to Google it, you would to click, and then you're able to see our homepage. You're able to see information about how we're partnered with the City of Houston and Complete Communities. You're able to click and make an appointment on your own, and you're able to see what we have to offer. Next slide. This is our contact information. We are part of Complete Communities. So Sandra Emery is the Financial Empowerment Center Program Manager for the City of Houston. You have her information on top, and of course my information at the bottom. If you have any questions, I will get with Lindsay to make sure everyone has our information if you want to make an appointment. We have financial counselors who are certified, and they are able to meet with you English, Spanish, and Vietnamese. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks so much. Are there any questions? Do you mind if there's any questions?
No, I'm good. Yes. Does anybody have any questions for me?
Is there a fee? I did not hear if you said there was or not.
There is no fee. It's absolutely free. This is provided in partnership with the City of Houston and the Alliance, so everything is free. So a lot of times people will not want to pull a credit report because they don't want to pay for it. We do it for free, and it is a soft pull, so it doesn't affect your credit. You're able to see that. You're able to sit with the counselor and able to look at all of what all your charges, all your creditors, see if there's any, you know, identity fraud is so huge right now. We really want you to look at it and make sure that all of those belong to you and it's not discrepancies.
Thank
Any
you.
other questions? Thank you.
Any more questions? Okay.
All right, thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us this evening. And it's open to all of the City of Houston, right?
Correct. Yes, you just have to be 18 and over. And it could be anything. It could be if you have a question about student loans, if you have a question about, you know, rental, you know, eviction, if you have questions about just credit in general, we're able to really sit with you and discuss all of those, you know, issues, challenges, whatever you may have. It's a free service. I think this is an amazing opportunity for everyone to come see us. You just have to make an appointment. We're slowly opening up to go full time as far as going back to the office. Right now it's Tuesdays and Thursdays from 9 to 5 by appointment only.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So anybody wanting to take advantage, or if anybody knows anyone who may need these services, please pass them along.
Yes.
Okay. So
All right,
next,
thank you.
Thank you. I'm going to hand it to Mel to talk about the grant she received and the illegal dumping campaign. Mel, are you ready?
Yep. Hello, good evening, everybody. I'm Melanie Young. I am a current Sunnyside resident, as well as being born and raised in Sunnyside. I attended Carter G. Woodson Middle School, later Jones High School, and then the PVAMU. I'm a digital data consultant by day, and in the evening, I do real estate invested in the Sunnyside area as well. I did apply for a LISC grant, and for that grant, it was the Stop Illegal Dumping campaign. So far, we've had 68 people sign up to volunteer, and we've had 2 meetings. Lindsay, I'm going to share my screen really quickly. Okay. Okay, so this is the landing page for the Stop Illegal Dumping campaign. Everyone should be able to volunteer and sign up until the day of the actual cleanup. So this is just the volunteer form. And I can post this link in the chat. And also, once you're able to go to that site, you can also see the notes tab. And this is where you'll see all of the brainstorming notes and all of the meeting notes that we've had thus far, the things that we're going to need, and also any confirmation of partners or sponsors. Also, during the volunteer collection, there's a question about possible dump sites. And here I was able to go to a few of them and take a few snapshots. But as we continue to identify locations of dump sites, I'll just add them here for the community to see. But so far, we seem to have enough volunteers signed up to have it on one day and several locations. And as we continue to meet, I will, everybody that's signed up, they get notes and email updates. And also, while we're here, I was a part of some of the early complete community calls and meetings where we talked through different actions that we wanted to take. So the website that you all are looking at, this is actually something from the community point plan where we wanted a multi-generation or cross-functional place where we can share information and news, along with Let's Talk Houston, what Lindsay has shown. I have the ability to just add links to the different civic clubs in the area or different initiatives and organizations that are going on in the area, in the space. I can add you all here. Coming up, there will be a mail out campaign to try to get more people involved with using this website, because along with having city resources, as a pure resident, I do believe we do need things established outside of the city that we can run no matter who's in any type of position. We'll continue to move forward as a community. So going back to the task force page, the idea behind the task force is just regular residents, which I consider myself a regular resident that's concerned about the area and different things among the area. It's not extremely easy to get integrated into all of the civic clubs and know who's doing what. So as a task force, this is just simple things that we can attack. So there's 311, but then there's also amplifying our voices amongst the whole neighborhood. There's a difference between 3 people complaining about the median and the grass needing to be cut versus 50 people complaining about it. So my goal and the goal of everyone that's running this webpage is to just amplify voices, our voices as a resident, and make sure that our voices are heard to the right people. One example is the Sunnyside Park. I recently just wanted to figure out or find a space where I can go work out or maybe host some type of mentorship for neighborhood children. I go to Sunnyside Park and I was just so shocked that it looked the exact same way from when I was a kid at Woodson. So to know that there's been no improvement since late 1990s, it was just really shocking to see. So as a resident, like, what do we do to make sure that the park moves forward, things are done that the community actually needs? On the last call, we did talk through some things like a dog park or just better ways to use the outside space. But true enough, there's nothing you can do on the inside that's I would say productive. Like, there's no windows. I don't want to make this like a venting session, but there's so much that we need at Sunnyside Park before we just start throwing coats of paint on it. So as a resident and as Sunnyside residents, what can we do and who do we direct our energy towards? So that's kind of the premise of curating this and starting a task force.
Thank you, Mel. Does anybody have any questions for Mel? And also, if you need the link to sign up to volunteer, it's on Let's Talk Houston.
No question, but I wanted to comment. Hi, Mel. It's Donna from the LISC program. Remember, I said I was Sunnyside, so great to see you. And I'm a PV alum as well. But I just wanted to piggyback on what you're saying, not only the Sunnyside Park, but all of Sunnyside. So it's like, okay, with 20 or more years, from what you're saying, Sunnyside still looks the same. So, same grocery store, Fiesta, no changes in there, nothing added. So we have politicians that are in there repeatedly, and then some that just know the neighborhood. And, hey, we need to have some changes. It doesn't make sense for Sunnyside to be looking like, it was in 30 years ago.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. And this is an effort to try to, redirect our voices to the right people and to the right places. So if you're living in the area, the mail campaign will go out to everyone that's in 77051 because there's power in numbers, and, the louder we are, the squeaky wheel gets the oil. So so hopefully, yeah, we can get that started and really start addressing, the things that we need to address in the proper ways.
Hello, this is Sandra Hines. I hear you all saying that there are no changes. However, there have been a lot of changes as far as the residents are concerned. They are receiving help, especially from Mayor Turner since he's been in. A lot of those seniors who were living in houses that were deplorable and unable to repair, he has provided them new houses. Those that could be repaired have been repaired. So I think they're pretty happy with that. But as far as the stores and things of that nature, it is exactly correct. And also the community center. I know the last money that was poured into that community center, I remember Bob Lanier putting $1.2 million into Sunnyside Park, but nothing was done to the pool area or inside the community center except the bathroom, which I complained about because the doors were just falling off the hinges and the water was running through there from somewhere. But that was corrected. But everything else, no. Birds flying around, rain coming in that community center. The pool still looks like it did when I was in elementary. So yeah, those things, infrastructure has remained the same.
Any other comments or questions for Mel?
I have something for Mel. Mel, I just wanted to say congratulations on the LISC grant, because that's really difficult. I just have to say I've worked with LISC before. It's not the easiest, so congrats.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank y'all. So, anybody else? Sorry, I'm not trying to cut anybody off.
Yes, Lindsay, it's Amaka from Councilmember Evan Shabazz's office. I just want to echo congratulations to Mel. From the day that I met you when I took this role, you have literally stepped in and have been such a godsend, honestly, to Sunnyside, like a true resident who is for her community and wants to help everyone. Getting that grant, which was a huge deal, and just know that like District D, our office supports you. So whatever, whatever we can do to make sure that that initiative that you're leading comes to fruition the way that you want it, definitely just reach out to us.
Awesome. Thank you. I really appreciate that. And for everybody else on the call, this is a Sunnyside thing. Everything is a Sunnyside thing. This is for everybody. This is for everybody.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Mel. Thank you. So next, if there are no more questions, Mel has dropped her link to the Sunnyside, Houston, Texas website, the resident-led website, in the chat, as well as the link to the task force. Mel, how do they reach you if they would like something added to the website?
I will drop my contact information, but also I did forget to mention that. So this is just an early iteration of the website. I'll be working with some people from work, some technology specialists, to figure out ways that all of you that do have websites, how can I automatically feed your updates into this website's page? And if you do have an organization and you don't have a website and you'd like it to be a part of this one, just send me information and we can get that created. It's not a laborious task. It'll probably take anywhere from a day or two, but I'll drop my contact information right now.
Thank you so much. Okay, I'm gonna move forward with Houston Public Works, and I'm gonna let Virginia take it from here.
Hi, everybody. I'm just getting my screen share going. Does that look good? Can you see my presentation?
Looks good.
Great. So hi, everyone. Thank you, Lindsay, and thank you to all of you for inviting us to share this proposed safety improvement plan for the Calhoun-Griggs-MLK Boulevard corridor. I'm really excited to share it with you. My name is Virginia Lynn, and I'm a transportation planner with Houston Public Works, but I'm joined with colleagues from Public Works and the Planning and Development Department to make sure that we can get any answers to questions you have here today. This presentation is based on Precinct 1's MLK Corridor Healthy Connections study, which we have posted online for anyone who would like to see more details after this meeting. I'll share the link with you. This safety improvement plan is part of the city and Precinct 1's larger goals to connect our Bayou Greenway trails to complete communities like Sunnyside, with safer streets like you'll see proposed this evening. Also, I have to warn you, my cat is maybe talking in the background, so I apologize. This plan will improve street safety and connect residents to essential destinations. It supports our goals from Vision Zero, the Houston Bike Plan, and Harris County Precinct 1 to eliminate traffic deaths, make Houston a safer and more accessible city, and to provide multimodal, healthy, and safe transportation choices. We know plans have come before this one, like the Southeast Houston Strollin' and Rollin' Mobility Report in 2014, the Southeast Houston Mobility Plan in 2018, and the Sunnyside Complete Communities Action Plan at the end of last year. This proposal has been informed by the tenets and goals of those reports and plans. We want to improve street safety. This corridor has many dangerous, high crash locations, and road users are experiencing 3 times the rate of crashes than that of other similar Texas roadways. Along Calhoun Road and MLK Boulevard in particular, speeding is commonplace. These high speeds are likely related to the fact that while only 9% of crashes involve people walking or biking here, those individuals are involved in 70% of the fatal crashes. This is extremely significant. This map on the right-hand side shows locations in deeper red where the greatest number of crashes have happened. With this proposal, we want to improve street quality. The roads on this corridor were designed and built to only facilitate the movement of cars and trucks through the corridor, presenting major safety risks to pedestrians, cyclists, and transit users, as you saw on that previous slide. Currently, there are some gaps in the sidewalk network. Crosswalks are hard to see if they exist at all, and bike lanes are rare and do not feel safe or comfortable to use. The roads should be built to provide a safe way for community members in cars, on foot, on bikes, or on the bus to move safely. With this proposal, we want to improve access to transit. The corridor contains a great deal of transit use, especially on the high-frequency 80 MLK Lockwood bus line. There are multiple transit centers and connections to the Metro Rail Purple Line. However, most bus stops are not comfortable or pleasant to use. Additionally, due to the many unmarked crossings at bus stops, they may be difficult or unsafe to access. So this map on the right-hand side shows the location of the proposed improvements from Brays Bayou and the University of Houston at the north end to Airport Boulevard and Sims Bayou at the southern end. In blue, you can see Calhoun Road, which is crossed by Brays Bayou and Old Spanish Trail and is next to McGregor Park. In orange, there's Griggs Road, which is crossed by Old Spanish Trail and ends at the Palm Center Transit Center. And lastly, this proposal includes the segment of MLK Boulevard, which is in green, from Griggs Road to Sims Bayou, which is crossed by the 610 loop. This proposal will address street safety, street quality, and improve transportation in a variety of ways, like sidewalk and curb ramp improvements, new and restriped crosswalks, intersection improvements, protected bikeways, and rebuilt, better placed bus stops. As you know, there are many neighborhood assets along the corridor that will be made safer to travel to, such as Greenway Bayou trails, parks, retail, medical facilities, transit, education, and community centers. And lastly, we wanted to quickly show you some of the safety features you can expect to see along the corridor. At intersections, and I'm going to go from left to right here on this picture, you're going to see shortened crossing distances. You're going to see restriped crossings. There's going to be improved signal timing so that all users can move safely through an intersection. And you're going to see new curb ramps, which will allow users of all mobility levels to move between street level and the sidewalk. All new bus stops will be rebuilt to current Metro standards for safety and comfort. At many bus stops, new crossings will be added to increase safe access to transit. Along the corridor, bus stop locations will be optimized to increase the reliability of the bus route. And then floating bus stops, like the one you see in the example on the right-hand side here on West Cavalcade, will be implemented on MLK Boulevard to improve safety for transit users and those using the bikeway. These floating bus stops will also improve reliability of the bus route by limiting unnecessary stops and conflicts. Throughout the corridor, new high-comfort bikeways are proposed. These would be curb separated, similar to what you see in the example on the left. High-comfort bikeways are intended for people on bikes from 8 to 80 to feel safe and comfortable using them. For the southern portion of MLK Boulevard, a shared-use median path is proposed. This would be available for anyone walking, biking, or rolling to commute, run errands, and play. So here with this presentation and at this evening's meeting, we have just begun to share this proposal and gather input. We expect the design to be finalized in the late fall and construction to begin in 2022. Most importantly, we need to hear from you. What mobility concerns do you have along the corridor? What safety issues exist where you live or work? And what is missing in this proposal? We hope to see you in person where we can share more information. But in the meantime, please call or email us. This presentation is going to be posted, and we can also put this information in the chat, but the phone number is there, the email address is there. We really rely on your valuable input. And lastly, and has been talked about in this, tonight's meeting, we've got a Let's Talk Houston page, letstalkhouston.org/Calhoun-Griggs-MLK. But if you just go to the Let's Talk Houston page, it'll be a link that's available on that front page. We're going to post the presentation from tonight, and we've already posted the study that I mentioned at the beginning of this presentation there. And in addition, there's also a section for comments and questions on that page where we'll get back to you quickly. Thank you again for listening to this presentation. I'm sure we have time now that myself and my colleagues are happy to answer any and all questions. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Virginia. Are there any questions?
Hi, Virginia. This is Desmond Calloway with Councilmember Carolyn Evans Shabazz's office. How are you?
I'm doing great. Good evening.
I do have a question. I'm wondering why, like Melanie Young, am a I actually work for District D, but I actually grew up in District D. So I went to Worthing, I went to Woodson, I went to Rhodes, I went to Caldwell, and so I do love to see all of the improvements that are coming. But I'm curious on why the bike trail or the proposed bike trail is not extending all the way up MLK and it's stopping at airport. Um, it seems like a lot of the improvements are kind of subject to what's closer to the 610 in the 610 loop. And so I'm just kind of wondering why the other end of MLK doesn't get the benefits of the bike lane.
That's a great question. I'm not sure if I've got any of my colleagues on the call who can help answer that question. But I do know that, this proposal really is intended to connect our greenways, to give access, and if it does give access, then it, the farther it can go, the better. So things like that should be considered.
And I'm happy to add, I think Virginia is absolutely right. Good evening, everybody. I'm David Fields from the Planning Department. Right now, we're working to spread our dollars as far as we can. I think you all know we have lots of needs and we'd like to rebuild, our streets all throughout the city. So we're trying to get as much out of it as we can. We think the connections bayou to bayou is a really good, solid, kind of what we call a trunk, a good base. And then as we, can do projects everywhere, extensions from there would be in the future as well. So while we'd love to have the entire length immediately, we want to get a good foundation going. And this seems like a good logical point with a good solid project.
Have you guys? Hi, David. We've met before. Have you guys ever thought about maybe? And I do get the point of connecting the greenways, but sometimes as a constituent who historically grew up in the district, and some of the other constituents who live in the district can, correct me if I'm wrong. The southern end on that end tends to not get developed. And so it's one of those things that tends to be planned and then 20 years later you don't see it. So it would almost, if you'd asked a lot of constituents, it would make a lot of sense to start on the southern end of MLK because eventually, um, someone's going to advocate more for the other portion of the MLK to be developed than they will for the southern end. I hope what I'm saying
Yeah,
makes sense to you.
that makes
So,
perfect sense.
and I completely get it. But this is where I guess the district D hat comes off, and more a constituent who was born and raised in that southern portion kind of advocates for the individuals who don't see a lot of what you're talking about, and I think I think that's unfortunate. But I do get it.
Yeah, and it is not that we don't want to do the whole thing right away. What we've learned is if we start extending from the networks we have, we get a lot more people using it, and the bayous are kind of that way to feed into the wider network. If we start at the south, we don't kind of get that connection right away. So, as soon as more funds become available, as soon as we have partners, and like this one, and we should give a lot of credit to Harris County Precinct 1 for advancing this. We are ready to continue that, and we hear what you have to say. I will tell you, we're having this conversation everywhere that everybody wants us to do more, and we love that message. And I promise, as funds are available, we are going to continue our work for you.
I'm just going to say this because I don't want to belabor the point. I would probably suggest that, I see a lot of the plans that are being suggested. I would probably, and a lot of the streets on the corridors being improved, I would probably say if you could go back, people could talk about it and discuss it and actually do one really quality project for the district where you did take something off the table and actually did the entire length of MLK. You would actually be doing more service to the district, in my opinion. So that's a me statement, as opposed to maybe this particular portion and this particular portion.
Sure. We have other projects going on in District D. We're happy to talk about if a council member would like us to not do some of those and reallocate. We're trying to be equitable all the way across. So maybe that's a conversation we should have offline.
Okay.
This is Charles Cave. As a resident of that area just south of the bayou, this not being impacted by this particular project directly, even though we go up and down Martin Luther King, we certainly welcome the project. And I say kudos to everything that Desmond has said, because just below the bayou is a huge community, Crestmont Park. We're about 1,300 homes. And I understand sometimes budget constraints require you to cut where you ordinarily wouldn't. But certainly we'd like to visit with you guys and share with you our opinions on the construction and as the plans are developed.
Would love to have that. And yeah, Virginia, I didn't mean to steal your show.
Oh, no, I'm just saying, yes, please. More comments means better plan. Any other questions or comments?
Yeah, this is Sandra Massey Hines again. There is a group of citizens and some parents from schools that normally meet in that same area and discuss concerns. So I plan on letting them know that you all are having this meeting and this discussion.
And we are just now beginning our outreach strategy to make sure that as many people as we can share this with know about it and can give us valuable feedback. So if we can organize a way to talk directly to anybody, we'd absolutely love to do that.
They have been instrumental in getting some of the lights and things of that nature, the corrected that had gotten started. I think we were supposed to have an Olympics here in Houston or something. They started red lights and they just had poles, and those people met over at the school, over at Sterling High School, and they had a discussion, and they had discussed it with the mayor and some others, but it ended up with me to get it finished. And primarily because some people were getting injured. The street wasn't finished, the lights weren't finished. So Charles and Desmond are exactly correct. If you all could go a little further and look at those areas as well, there may be something y'all can do to enhance. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Any other comments or questions for Virginia? Okay. Thanks so much for coming by. Again, you guys, you can check Let's Talk Houston, either the project page or the Sunnyside page for more information on that. And they'll be probably communicating any upcoming meetings, or right now they're doing feedback online, correct? So Virginia, if you could drop, I guess, the link in the chat.
Will do.
Let's get in touch. Awesome. Thank you so much for coming and presenting for us. Okay. So we are on the community announcements portion, and we have someone here from Scenic Houston. Let me make sure I can still see her. Heather?
Hello.
Oh, there you are. Okay.
Hi, Lindsay.
Hi.
Hello, everyone. Thanks again for inviting me this evening. I really enjoyed hearing about all the wonderful things that are happening in Sunnyside. So just a small introduction. Scenic Houston, for those of you who don't know, is a nonprofit that was started back in the 60s to fight billboard blight. Up until 1980, the city of Houston did not have a sign code. And because of Scenic Houston's advocacy work, we went from about 10,000 billboards before 1980 to just over 1,300 today. So still too many, but less is good, obviously. We still focus on signage advocacy and work closely with the city of Houston to protect our sign code, but our focus has expanded over the last few years to improving all of Houston's visual environment as viewed by the traveling public. So not only, we don't just focus on freeways anymore, but we focus on streetscapes. We've done a few capital projects in the city, and we also have educational programs to help improve streetscapes, safety, and pedestrian walkability in Houston. This year, we are excited to launch a Scenic Neighborhoods program to help empower communities in Houston to improve these places in their own communities. We've been working with Lindsay and the Complete Communities team, who sent in a proposal to make some improvements in Sunnyside. And we're really excited to launch this initiative. This would be our first go. And I believe our next steps are to meet with a working group that Lindsay has organized for August the 16th. So if you would like to join this group, please let Lindsay know. I didn't want to give too much information on the call because I know you guys needed me to keep it short. But if you, we'd love to see you at the working group. And if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer them today.
Thanks for joining us, Heather. Are there any questions? So in terms of the working group meeting, it will be posted on the Let's Talk Houston, and I'll also send it out via Constant Contact. So you'll all get that login information. It will be on Microsoft Teams as well. And it is the 16th at 6 p.m. Okay. Any questions for Heather? Okay. It's exciting things coming. I'm really excited about the possibilities of what this is going to be. So thank you so much for joining us tonight. And I hope everyone who's interested can help us plan and move this forward and join us on this loop.
Thanks for having me.
I'm sorry, Mary has her hand raised. Ms. Sayas?
No, I just had an announcement. No, I just have an announcement, not about hers. I have my own announcement.
Oh, okay. Okay, give us just a second. We'll get to the open floor. Any questions for Heather? Okie dokie. Thank you. Next, Aditi Young.
Yes, ma'am. Good evening, everyone. As you can see on the flyer, we'll be having our next virtual community meeting regarding the Hill at Sims on August the 5th at 6:30 p.m. So if you see the QR code there, you can just use that to register or go to the link and register as well. It'll be via Zoom, and there's more details about the design process, the phases that we're in, at hcp1.net/Hill at Sims Trails. Then also just kind of a quick announcement. We do have cooling centers in Precinct 1. And then we also have the Harris County Recovery Assistance for anybody who is in need. The deadline to apply is August the 11th. The cooling centers will be done on August the 6th as well. So I just kind of want to put those dates out there. And again, August the 5th is the Hill at Sims community meeting. So we definitely urge everyone in the Sunnyside community and surrounding areas to attend the meeting so we can hear you all's comments, suggestions, ideas. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. Thanks for joining and thanks for those announcements. I'll be sure also to put the, I think the cooling centers are already on Let's Talk Houston, but recovery assistance, I'll make sure I put that information on Let's Talk Houston as well, so you all will have access before the deadline. Okay. Let's go to Greg. You're up.
Good evening, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes.
My name is Greg Rose. I'm with Community Economic Development with PVAMU University, Cooperative Extension, and we are having our BID Academy. It actually started yesterday. If you're interested, you have a small business that wants to get Hub certified, you go through a training to become Hub certified, as well as to go out for those government bids, those contracts, those grant writing, things like that. It started, like I said, it started Wednesday. It's a 9-week program. but we are with you through the whole entire process. So if you have a small business, if you have things in order, you can get in the Bid Academy. If you don't have things in order, you can get in the Bid Academy to get those things in order as far as your small business is concerned. I think it's a great opportunity. It's free. Each of our sessions include some of the things you see on the flyer. If you would like more information, my number, that's my office number. We're currently doing some reconstruction. So I can put my email address in the chat, and you guys can shoot me an email if you're interested in it. But that is the information. And anything else that I can do to help, I will gladly assist. I'm the Harris County Extension Agent. So I am all of Harris County. I reside not too far from Sunnyside, which is why I'm always a part of, or always want to be a part of the complete community. So have any questions, feel free to contact me. Hopefully I can help. Thanks.
Thanks so much, Greg. Also, I did ask him before, since we were announcing it tonight and the first one had already happened, he's willing to work with you to get all 9 course credits. So if you need, if you think this would be great for your small business, which I think it would, you can reach out to him at his email that he has put in the chat. Any questions? No? Okie dokie. The Ephraim.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for having the flyer ready. We're having a drone Olympics tomorrow as a climax of our Stream Summer Camp. And this flyer says that it's going to be at the Grimes Park, but there's been a change. It's going to be at our Solar Outdoor Classroom, which is at 4818 Higgins, Higgins, 77033, and that'll be 12 o'clock tomorrow. And really what the event is an opportunity for all of our participants and supporters to come out, have a meal, and to just celebrate 6 weeks of inspiring today's youth with STEAM education. So it's been a real hot and wet 6 weeks, and so tomorrow is the last day, and I can't wait to exhale. So we welcome anyone to come out and celebrate with us. And like I said, it'll be at 4818 Higgins, 77033 around noon.
Thank you. Any questions for Ephraim? Okay, guys, I think I'm gonna stop sharing because that's all I have from those who reached out prior to the meeting, but I see some things dropping in the chat. And Miss Size, I'm gonna let you go first, and then Ms. Hines, if you could follow.
Okay, I just wanted to invite you guys, and I'll send a flyer to you to post. I didn't realize you could post flyers, Lindsay. On Monday evening, the Health Ministry of St. Francis Xavier, we're hosting a Zoom health seminar on post-stress disorder, and it's geared towards our younger kids because so much is going on around our kids these days. And we're having this right before school in case kids are having anxieties, they hear about the shots and the viruses and just life. There's a lot on our kids these days with access to the internet. And some of them have PTSD and don't know what to do with it. The parents don't realize. So we're trying to address this issue and help parents. And we'll be doing more regarding mental health for all ages. But we're starting off with the kids because we're so close to school and every day you hear something in the news about kids. So I'll be sending, I don't know how to use this chat. I'm a Zoom person. I don't know how to use a Teams yet. So I don't know how to put this in the chat. But I'll send it to you, Lindsay, to try to post it online. And this is going to happen on this coming Monday evening at 6:15. We normally do them on Saturdays, but we had extenuating circumstances. We had to change our date and change our presenter.
Thank you so much.
And that's all. Thank you.
Thank you. And yes, I can put anything on Let's Talk Houston now within reason. I can't say anything. Anything else that's appropriate on Let's Talk Houston. So if you have something you would like to send to me, feel free to send it over. If you want to post something in the stories, you also have that capability. I will let you know there is like a review process. It doesn't just instantly pop up. They just have to make sure, you know, no one's spamming or posting anything inappropriate. But please feel free to use both of those. Okay. Desmond, I see your hand up. I'm gonna let Mayor Hines speak, and then we will go to you.
Okay, hi everybody again. This is Sandra Massey Hines, Houston civil rights activist, honorary mayor of Sunnyside. I'm not sure if you all, Lindsay said she sent the flyer for the Southside Takeover Parade with Worthing. That is going to take place on August the 14th, beginning at 9 a.m. in the morning. I'm trying to get all of the community out to come and see the great parade. Historically, we have our Houston Police Chief, Troy Fenner, that is the Grand Marshal. So I'm trying to get the community out on the corners where the parade will take place. From the school on Reed Road and Scott, they will go down Brandon Street, and Brandon to Alvin Street. Alvin will go then right to Edgar Street. And from Edgar, they will come back up to Reed Road and right back to the school. But I'm looking for those groups and organizations that will get on those corners and cheer the parade on, and also encourage the community to come out and support it. They've had a great parade every year for 4 years, but there hasn't been any community that's been visible. So we're trying to change that image, and we have our own integral police chief, Troy Fenner, that's going to be the Grand Marshal. So when the parade ends from 9 to 10, when they get back to the school, there's an array of services going to be provided, from resources to food, school supplies, all sorts of things that's going to benefit the community at large. And every school in the Worthing feeder pattern are going to be there. Every school, Reynolds, Bastion, anyway, every school. And then the next thing is the Senior Cinderella Affair Ball, which will take place August 26th, beginning at 11 o'clock until 2. And this is a grand historic affair as well. And the reason Worthing's affair is historic is that we've never had the police chief to Grand Marshal. They've always come and helped lend a hand, protect the school on the outside and the crowd. And this time they're leading the way. So at the Cinderella Affair Ball, Congresswoman Lee announced it is the first of its kind Cinderella Affair honoring seniors around Houston. And she said she checked at the Library of Congress. It is the first of its kind in the U.S. So from 11 o'clock until 2, the Cinderella Affair Ball, I am Cinderella, and our own honorable, integral mayor is my Prince Charming. And we're also hoping to have Sir Lancelot, which is a Police Chief Troy Fenner, come in with the young people with the shoes. Anyway, you're all invited to come. That's going to be on Thursday, August the 26th. It's from 11 o'clock until 2. And you must RSVP and get your place ahead of time, because August the 16th, we're closing the door on it. You can call Ann Adams, and I'll put it in the chat. I'll put it in the chat, her number, Ann Adams, for the Cinderella Affair. Thank you. Thank you, Lindsay.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So Desmond, were there any questions? I'm sorry. Desmond?
All right, really quick. Thank you, Lindsay, for all the great work you do and doing this every month. And thanks to David and Virginia. That bike lane kind of woke me up. I haven't been to sleep since 3 a.m., but that got a little fire in me. um, so just really quick, Councilmember Karen Levin Shabazz is having her annual back to school uh, supply distribution at Sunnyside Park on Saturday, August 14th, starting at 10 a.m. It will be a contactless drive-through distribution. We're looking to distribute school supplies for elementary, middle, and high school. So please, please, please make sure that you're on the lookout for that flyer. We're also going to ask our good friends at Precinct 1 if maybe they can share our flyer this time around. And of course, Lindsay, I'll send it to you to see if you can push it out to your networks. Mr. Charles, if you can push it out to individuals in your civic club, and just anyone on the call, please make sure that you come out, tell anyone that needs school supplies, August 14th at 10 a.m. at Sunnyside. We're going to actually even try to do a Marketing Council member approved us actually doing some going old school and doing maybe some paper flyers at probably 10 of the popular locations within the district. So maybe the Fiesta on Cullen, the Watkins, just because we want people to really come out and take advantage of this particular opportunity. It's being sponsored by one of the local businesses in District D, Mr. Nasser of Concrete Pros. He's located in Sunnyside, so we really do appreciate him for all of his great work. And so on behalf of Councilmember Carolyn Evans Shabazz and the District D staff, please, please, please come out. And if also, I'm like Lindsay, if you have anything, you can definitely send it to me at desmond.callaway@houstontx.gov. Again, it's desmond.callaway@houstontx.gov. Almost 98% of the things I post, luckily, Councilmember Namaka I don't have to vet things through them. So most of the things they allow me to post, unless, every now and then I'll get a text message, take that down. But just send it to me, email it to me, or if you have a social media page, tag me and I'll repost it. All right. Thanks, Lindsay, for the time.
Thank you. August 14th is apparently popping in Sunnyside, and nobody should need school supplies. I think it's awesome. I will be sure to distribute that as soon as it comes. That's really exciting news and really great. Please, if y'all know any parents that would need those services, make sure we're spreading that info. I see that Angela posted the Department of Neighborhood, no, the mayor. Go ahead, Angela. You're muted. Can you hear us? No problem. I'm sorry to put you on the spot. Angela's our Department of Neighborhood rep for Sunnyside. She's really awesome.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, sorry, I had a couple of windows open because I've been emailing you and Mel on flyers to post on your website for me. So the one that I just posted is the Mayor's Annual Back to School Fest that we host every year, and it's going to be also on August 14th. And it's at the NRG Yellow Lot from 8 to 4, and there's a link on there where you can register. So this year is different. You don't have to call into 311 and register, or you don't have to worry about a phone bank. But then again, just know that no one's never turned away. So if there's families out there that didn't get a chance to register in time, you can tell them to please go. We never turn anyone away. So please share that information. And there is another flyer that I'm trying to put on there as well. It's going to be this Saturday. Actually, I work at the Sunnyside Multi-Service Center. I'm with Department of Neighborhoods. I'm with the Mayor's Citizens Assistance Office. And I saw a flyer today, a school supplies giveaway this Saturday from noon to 2 p.m. And it's a drive-through giveaway. Children must be present at Grimes Park, 5150 Reed. And it's the Bertha Edwards Foundation. So I did email you that flyer, Lindsay, and to Mel as well to put on your websites.
Awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other community announcements, or does anybody want to speak about anything? Go ahead, Ms. Cruz. I'm gonna spotlight.
Thank you so much. This is really, really awesome. This is my first time here. My name is Aurora, and I am with Centerwell Senior Primary Care. We are a primary care doctor's office that specializes in senior care only. We have a holistic care model where we follow body, mind, spirit. Our physicians only see a maximum of 12 patients per day. This really allows us to provide the time and the quality that our seniors deserve. Now, there's a lot that's going on within the Sunnyside community, and I'm happy to be part of it. So I'll share my information. We've been in the Sunnyside community for 11 months now, but we do have 12 locations in the surrounding Houston area. We do service over 60,000 patients nationwide, and we've been nationwide, we've been servicing over 20 years. In the Houston market, we have been there 2 years with our 12 locations. Now, our holistic care model, like I said, body, mind, spirit, we have a care team that is taking care of our patients. We have a board certified doctor, nurse practitioner. We have a registered care coach to follow up any transition of care when patients are being discharged from the hospital. Along with that, also collaborates our clinical pharmacist if patients are needing assistance with medication reconciliation, or sometimes in the ER, they give out medication that interacts with other medication. We'll go over that with them. This is open to all of the Centerwell community all the seniors that decide to join Centerwell as patients. Along with that, we have a behavioral health specialist on site, social worker to help with any health determinants. So if the patients are needing housing or they're needing to apply for Medicaid, we help them here, along with any health food pantry resources. We also help with that. Now, we do have a lot of events in our activity center. We're doing on-site events, and I also am part of off-site events. So with our on-site events, we are having educational classes for our seniors, and they're free to the community. And these educational classes are hosted by our nurse practitioners and also our medical doctor. Sometimes they even dress up, so it's really, really fun and engaging for our seniors. Another thing that we're working on, we're still maintaining social distancing. Therefore, they do have to call to RSVP. We have a lot of social events, such as the most favorite one is definitely bingo. We do have lots of prizes, and all they need to bring is their luck, right? Along with that, I do have a special event. We are having a resource senior fair on August the 18th from 11 to 2. All the community, all of our seniors are invited. Every senior that calls an RSVP will receive a hot free meal from Luby's. They're not sponsoring, but we are sponsoring that. Seniors just love Luby's, right? Along with that, they'll get a special gift courtesy of Centerwell just to come and meet our care team. So here they'll get to ask questions to our medical staff, meet our center administrator, and also our entire staff. So there is a couple things that I've been working with in our Sunnyside community that I like to share with you guys. I'm not from Sunnyside, but I grew up in the Harm-Clark community, which is not very far from Sunnyside. Went to school to Madison High School and graduated there. Now, so things that I have been working in the last 2 months have been getting together hygiene kits for our low-income community that's right across Centerwell, which is Anna Dupree. We've also been part of St. Francis Church. We've been volunteering there and giving out hygiene kits to the entire community on July the 10th. We have always also been giving hygiene kits to other senior complexes in our area, such as Mariposa on Reed Road, along with Magnolia Place. So there's a lot that we're doing and contributing, and we definitely want to continue to collaborate with our community, especially, it's very underserved. especially when it comes to healthcare. So I'm here as a community rep, and I want to give out my information. I love to be part of your events, and even sponsorship, sponsor some stuff. So I'll put my information down. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to ask. Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining, and thank you for your commitment to Sunnyside. I'm excited for future collaborations together. And welcome to your first meeting. Does anyone have any questions or any other comments? Please don't forget to put your info in the chat, because I definitely will be reaching out to you. Any other?
I have a question for Ms. Cruz.
Go ahead.
Yes, I need to know, is the clinic Medicaid, Medicare, or insurance?
Miss Sandra, that is a great question. So we take most Medicare Advantage health plans, and we're also accepting original Medicare. Currently, we are contracted with WellCare, WellCare Texan Plus, Aetna, Humana, and Memorial Hermann Medicare Advantage. Just came along, and I am missing one more, Cigna Health Spring. They're all HMO or PPO plans.
Thank you so much.
It's my pleasure.
Any other? Ms. Gonzalez, she put in the chat. Okay, there we go. Thank you, Aurora, for your information. Any other questions or comments? Please be sure to check the chat for all of the connections that were dropped. The chat lives outside of this meeting, so you can look at it on Teams at any time. And with that, unless anybody has anything else, I'm gonna wrap it up. Very good. Alrighty, well, I'm gonna give you 5 minutes back in your evening. Thank you all for joining us this evening. Please check out Let's Talk Houston, sign up for the newsletter, and sign up for Sunnyside updates so I can email you exciting partnerships or projects that come through, or any working group meetings that we're gonna have, proposals to follow through on the action plan. And as well as check all of the affiliated Sunnyside groups. And again, if you have anything you want to send to me, I'm going to put my email in the chat. So if you would like, Principal Hare is asking if you could keep Worthing informed of any event parents and grandparents can be involved in. Y'all have to forgive me. I'm a little under the
Most definitely. I do not see an email where I can share our August calendar. I like to share a picture here. I'm not sure how I can do that, but I'll try to share the calendar in this Teams chat.
Okay. And if you want to send it to me, it's Lindsay, LINDSEY .Williams, WILLIAMS at HoustonTX.gov. And that's for anybody, flyers, announcements, or you can go and put in a story on Let's Talk Houston. You can fill it out. If there's anything that y'all have done in the community that you want the community to know about, please feel free to get on Let's Talk Houston and submit the story to let the community know like all the great work y'all have already done. I think it would be a good place to put it as well, to kind of start circulating and get us all on one page. So I'm gonna let y'all have your evening. I'm gonna say good night. Thank y'all for joining.
Thank you, Lindsay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lindsay.
Thank you, Lindsay, and everyone.
Have a good night.
Thanks. See.
The new nurse.
Thanks, Lindsay.
No problem. Thank you.